Hey everybody, welcome to our Trending Thursday here on the VectorVest YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, trying to get to my my Facebook. I can't find it yet. Here, see if you can find it. Joey's my right-hand man. He sits to my right. That's Joey. He's my producer. Say hi to Joey, everybody. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know where you are tuning in from. Southern California, Miss McClintock is there. Switzerland, Massimo. I love that we can get to talk to people from all over the world. Love that, love that. And everybody's saying hi to you, Joey. Say hi back.
Hi.
There you go. All right, so now I can see Facebook. If you're chatting on Facebook, I can see you now. Make sure, I don't want the people on Facebook to be like, don't talk. All right, go talk. Well, nobody's there. Where did they all go, Joey? Nobody's there. All right, it's okay. From Frozen Lake in Minnesota. Who lives in Minnesota? It's cold there. Ooh-wee. VV Nation on the shore of Arizona. Gotta love that too. Satishan from London. Gotta love that. I love that we've got people, again, from all over the world. I like that. Miss McClintock says, Glenn, nice sweater. See, I told you, Joey. Joey didn't want me to wear this. Joey, I can't tell you what Joey said I look like. It's so wrong. But thank you very much. I wanted, you know what I needed today? Where's it at? There we go. This is my sweater where I can smoke my pipe. This is my smoking sweater. Pip, pip, chitty. Oh, no, that's all right. This is, there it is. Oh, that's all right. Hello, this is Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn Biffington from the Charlotte, North Carolina area. All right, so there we go. As you can see, we will always have a little bit of fun here on Trending Thursday, as well as talk about what's going on in the world today. So, it's spinning. Okay. So what you got in that pipe? Know your business. Don't be trying to judge. Know your business. I got a little bit of something in this pipe. Glenn is another level of class. Thank you. I appreciate that. VV Nation canning bears and burying people with pipes. You said it's my Snoop Dogg pipe. Yeah, and the LBC. All right. February 24th. It's the 24th. Three most. How to make, no. Was it at noon? I can't find it now. Maybe it's the 22nd. Okay. There we go. All right. So we'll talk about that in a second. All right. Is that from the biting smoking kit? No, we ain't dropping names in here, especially political names. We're not dropping any political names in here. Sigh. All right, so with all that, let's get hot and heavy into what's going on. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Would love for you to grow the channel. You know, I'm looking at the data, and the data shows that we've got more non-subscribers watching the channel than subscribers. It shouldn't be like that. If you've been here and you keep coming back, just hit the subscribe button for me, please. We're trying to grow the channel, and evidently you like it enough to keep coming back. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted when new content like this comes out. Our live streams, Patrick had one a little earlier today at 11 o'clock. Hopefully you joined him there. And hit the like button. If you like the content that you see here, look at all the likes and hearts coming across on Facebook. Thank you for that, folks. We don't do that on YouTube. So on YouTube, all I'm looking for is for you to hit that subscribe button. A little emote will pop up to show that you subscribed, and we would love to see that happen. All right. So what we do here is we talk about what's trending over the last week. We get you into some stocks to look at. We always talk about what sectors are trending. Why? Because those are a good place for you to keep your money at this particular point in time. And we look at them. We check them out. Some of the stocks you may like, some of the stocks you may not like. And, you know, I always try to bring in some stocks that you may not know about in some good sectors. And I think that those are diamonds in the rough. And I really, really do think so. Do you talk stocks today as well? Ulrich, I'm getting there. I told you that. This is my time right now with you. I'm getting there. I got you. All right, so the first thing I do want to talk about, I always try to help out my fellow colleagues here. And one of the things I want to talk about is a webcast that's coming up on Monday at 12 o'clock. Called The 3 Most Effective Strategies for Managing Your Retirement Portfolio. All right, so it's going to be a free webcast. Jim Penna will be giving it. And you can go to www.vectorvest.com, go to our website. You can find this under upcoming webcasts and register for it. First name, last name, email, and this is on Monday, February 21st. At 12 o'clock p.m. All right. So I do always want to help out my fellow colleagues here. I wanted to buy a put on Google and the spread is so wide. Always remember, if the spread is way wide, you may want to back up from that, Laura, or buy into thank you, Mark. Wow, love that. I love that Mark just gave us a super chat. You know, we'll never ask for that here, but if you ever feel compelled that you like the content enough that you will want to send a super chat, we would love to have you here. And that is 12 p.m. Eastern. That is 12 p.m. Eastern time. All right, if you're not subscribed to the YT channel or VectorVest software, you are missing out on the best stock analysis available. Listen, that's not from me. That is from a VectorVest subscriber. That is from a VectorVest subscriber. Thank you very much for that, James. All right, so say again.
Did you highlight Mark's?
I did highlight. It came up. It showed.
I know that one.
Yeah, it showed. So it's been a minute since I thank you for all you do for us here on VV Nation. Thank you so much for that, Mark. Thank you so much for that. All right. So before we get further into the stories, I do want to get into what's going on the homepage of the VectorVest software. All right. So we're going to talk about what's news is moving the market the way that it is right now. We have a red light in the color guard pricing column. There's a lot of yellow. What does that mean? Energy says that pop-up is for donating. That pop-up that Mark just did, he actually gave us $25. And again, everybody out there has the ability to do so. We won't ask for it. There's a lot of other YouTubers on there that live off of that. We don't. We don't. All right. So if you want to, if you feel compelled that you really, really like what you see here, I'd love for you to hit that, but you don't have to. You don't have to. All right. On a day to day, we've got definitely more stocks going down than going up. 70% of the stocks in our database are going down compared to only 21% of the stocks are going up. Looking at our sectors, they're all down today. Where is money going? If you do want to find some stocks to get into, Grin, which is a shipping company, we're going to talk a little bit about that later on, is up 11.83%. That's both in our Midas Touch and Top VST stocks. Also, CVE, a petroleum stock that we've looked at time and time again, is up 0.9% today. And then we got a bank stock that's up. FRBK, Republic First Bank, is up 1%. So you can get a lot of ideas, even on a down day, of some stocks to get into at any given time. Glenn, the different colors of the color guard indicative of a reigning market? I'm not sure. Ask that question again, Lewis. All right. Right now, I'm telling you that what you see on the color guard tells you to manage the positions that you own, whether long or short. Preferably, they should be long because we've had a lot more up days and down, a mixture of both. But a lot of yellow means just like when you get to a yellow stoplight, what do? You slow down. You slow down. And that's exactly where we are at this time. Slowing down and managing your stocks. Michael is here from Mexico. Gotta love that. Thank you very much for being here. Actually, if you're not using the VectorVest software, you're missing out, says Joff. That's another subscriber. Now, Glenn, can I get Taco Bell for his munchies? Leave me alone. See, I don't have time out. Oh gosh, darn it. I don't have time out here in the Trending Thursday. I think I need to set up a timeout in Trending Thursday. All right. So let's talk about why the market looks like this, all right? Let's talk about why the market looks like this. And where's my news stories? Where did they go? Are they here? Did I miss it? No. Did I close it?
You should have more tabs open.
I should have more tabs open. Oh, it was here. All right. So let's talk about what's going on in the market. Big story. Stock market news, live updates, stocks edge lower amid renewed concerns over Russia-Ukraine. So the three big things that are affecting the market adversely, and there's a fourth one. I'm going to bring up the fourth one. There's three main things, three main topics that are moving the market at this time. We have what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. All right, Russia is saying they're going to go get Ukraine. Then they backed off and said they're not. Then they brought 7,000 more troops. And NATO's on the other side saying, no, 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 not in my house. We'll see what happens. All right, so we have that. We have inflation. Everybody knows that inflation is running rampant in the Fed. The third thing is going to start raising interest rates. That's going to be key, especially from the interest rates perspective. How many times are they going to raise and how much are they going to raise? And I think that they're in the mindset of trying to raise and ease and ease and ease instead of just slamming it down and just going out the gate and just go, we're going to raise it 1 basis point, which would be huge, And I think the market would grossly be affected adversely when it comes down to that. All right. Next thing on my story, the Fed missed inflation. Yes, they did, because what did they call it for the longest time? Transitory. What did your buddy Glenn tell you? It wasn't transitory. That wasn't the right word to use. All right. With that being said and done, the Fed missed inflation. Can Jay Powell tame it without causing a recession? And that's going to be key. And I think that the reason why he's still putting it off and saying, I'm going to stick to March, is because he still wants to try to keep this from running all over the place, because inflation is rising and then interest rates are going to start going up and everything is going to go haywire. And then everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, what did we do? Oh! We don't want that to happen. And the Fed is trying to make that not happen as well. Now, when we talk about that, supplier prices jumped last month as inflation surged. Still going back to inflation, still one of the big three topics. Now, the fourth thing that's affecting the market adversely as well is jobs. And we keep seeing the jobs number. It goes up, it goes down. You know, how many people are looking, how many people are not looking, how many people are getting a jobs, how many people are willing to go back to work after COVID hit. So that's the fourth topic. Now, when we look at inflation rising, this is going to be important. Fed eyeing potential for faster rate increases to ease inflation. This story just came out yesterday. Officials also stepped up deliberations last month over how to shrink the central bank's $9 trillion asset portfolio. So that's what was going on, and that was from the Fed talking last week. So, man, there's a lot going on that's affecting the market, and I think that after we get past, if there is getting past the Russia-Ukraine thing, is how inflation is going to be handled, how the interest rates are going to be handled, because the Fed, as you saw in the story, doesn't want to cause a recession, but he may not be able to stop it. All right, he may not be able to stop it. All right, so we're gonna I wanted to show you what was going on behind the scenes, and then we're gonna look at the indicators that we look at for where the market is right now. I'm going to go to the viewers tab. Here's our watch list viewer for today, the 17th. We're going to look at about 24 stocks. But the two stocks that we look at for tracking the market is the VectorVest Composite, or the VVC. And for those of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest software, we're also going to look at the SPY. Now, a lot of you may not feel that you can effectively time the market, but we do. Now, when we say we time the market, we play and stay on the right side of the trend of the market for our subscribers. We don't prognosticate. Write that down. We don't prognosticate where the market is going to go. We stay on the right side of the trend. So here's our two indicators. And if you're not a VectorVest subscriber and you need something to time the market with, look at the S&P 500. It's a great benchmark that most people look at to gauge if their portfolios as a whole are doing good or bad on the year. Jack says, Glenn, you look great. Great summary of the factors affecting the market. Thank you for that, Jack. I do appreciate that. And again, folks, if you're digging it, if you're feeling it, what we're doing here today, don't forget to hit the like button. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. This is what we strive to bring to you each and every week. This kind of content. All right, so I'm looking at the VectorVest Composite. I'm going to put this on a 3-month graph. All right, here's where we stand. Now, even though the market is going down today, we are sitting in a little bit of a channel. The market was coming up off of this low, nice little upward move on the market, and now the market's sitting in a channel, and I've got a level of support sitting at about $61.79 on the VectorVest composite. For those of you who are brand new to the channel, what is the VVC? It stands for the VectorVest Composite. It's an indexed arithmetic average of all the stocks that we track. And currently, we track over 9,000 stocks. So because we track that many stocks in this indicator, we feel that it is a better representation of the broad market move. Many people look at the S&P 500, which we'll look at in a second, but that tracks 500 stocks, albeit some of the best stocks in the market, but it's only 500 stocks. When we're tracking the move of over 9,000 stocks, it does give you a better representation of the broad market move. We can see the charts today. Saucy, we're looking at today's activity right there. Now, and as a matter of fact, I'll come back to that. I said, can you dig it? Man, I'm old. I did say. Joey didn't even understand what that meant. Yeah, he didn't understand what that was. Yeah, do you know, he said there's no shovel here. Really? Wow. All right. Anyway, so that's the VVC. We are sitting in the channel. We've got a lot of yellow lights. Put those two things together. This is a time to be cautious. Let's go look at the S&P 500. Now, it's sitting in a little bit of a channel as well. It's got a level of support sitting at about 420. Oh, crud. I can't see that. 428.21. All right, that's what it looks like. It's sitting at a level of a support of about 428.21. Also moving down. Remember, this is the movement of 500 stocks. Whereas the VectorVest Composite is sitting in a channel. This is definitely sitting in a bigger channel, but pulling down as well. So you can see what the news looks like behind the scenes, looking at Russia, looking at interest, looking at inflation, looking at jobs. Remember, that was the fourth thing. Those are the things that are affecting the market adversely at this time. And now we see how that affects what these indices are doing. Can you dig it right on? Joey is getting out the shovel now. Wow, Joey, you guys, I know I showed my age a little bit. I did show my age a little bit because I was like somebody, Jay says, Glenn, nobody says digging anymore. Can you dig it? Yeah, you hip. Solid. Solid, my brother, solid. All right. So with that, let's move over to my next story. That's all about the market. Always have to start off giving an overview of what's going on in the market. Now, my next story. My next story is about media stocks. You know why I'm looking at media stocks? Because the data shows me that media stocks, all right, as a sector, the media stocks are up over 13% over the last 2 weeks. Now, when the market is doing what it's doing, you can always find the movers and the shakers as far as sectors or industries are concerned. Trending Thursday talks about what sectors are trending, and those are places where you can keep your money. But let me step back, all right, because I just talked about what was going on with the market, right? That the market was getting adversely affected. Well, if I want to play the market to the downside, can I play stocks short? Absolutely. Let the market come to you, though. I need to start to see a little bit more red in the color guard before I'm ready to actually solidify playing the market to the downside or shorting stocks. In this mode that we're in, where we're being cautious, on a down day, I would look at playing contra ETFs. On a down day, because what you've noticed, even in that channel, down and up and down and up, be careful holding on to those contra ETFs overnight, because that's tough. All right. So that's what I would play on a down day. But these stories, these articles that we're going to talk about these sectors that are moving. Liberty Media Corporation announces extraordinary cash distribution of 2.12, 2.25%, actually 2.125%, exchangeable senior debentures due 2048 and 2.75%, exchangeable senior debentures due 2049, resulting from SIRI special cash dividend. They just gave their people more money. Now, I know the sector is moving as a whole, but this company just gave their people or gave their investors more money. Interesting, right? This is an interesting stock. How many of you know this stock? All right, the ticker symbol of the stock is FWONA. Type of 1 if you've heard of that stock. Type of 2 if you've never heard of that stock, right? Type of 1 if you've heard of this stock. Type a 2 if you've never heard of this stock. And one of the things that I like about Trending Thursday is introducing you to some of the things that you may not know that are out there. This is in a hot sector. This company is now giving their investors a bonus in that dividend. Nobody knows about this stock. Holy smokes. Not a person on Facebook or on YouTube. So this may be well worth your time that you even came here today. We're going to look at other stocks in this space, but this was a stock that I thought not many of you knew about, so I wanted to bring it to the table for you, at least give you something to consider and look about. Jack says he did know. Jack, do you see all of the type? You're the only person in the response that said you know about this stock. And, oh, Miss McClintock says, I know Liberty. So there's 2 people. Nonetheless, most people in here do not know, so let's take a look at it. So that was the stock I have the story on. Now, this is one of a good moving sector, again, up 13% over the last 2 weeks, right? So let's go find it. The other stocks that I have in here, let's go find FWONA. Now, out of 24 stocks, it sits right about the middle. Out of 24 stocks, it sits right about the middle. It's got good upside potential. It's okay. It's a non-safe stock, all right, because I'm willing to give up a little bit of risk on this stock. The stock is grossly overvalued, though. It's grossly overvalued, but it's got good upside potential with relative value. The company makes money and grows their earnings at a clip of 26%. So I wanted to highlight this stock because many of you don't know about it in regards to, is it a good stock? It is a hold recommendations. RT is at 1.14. The stock is in an uptrend. What other stocks do I have in here? I have Charter. All right, that falls in the same category. I have Comcast. That falls in the same category. And I've got one more, SALM. There it is. Now notice, 13% move over the last 2 weeks. Look at where these stocks fall. They fall in the top half of the 24 stocks. Remember, 13% on the sector. Let's go take a look at these on a graph. All right, these are all media stocks. View the stock graph. Let's start off with FWONA. Let's put this on a 3-month graph. Look at that. Liberty Media, radio, TV, bouncing off a level of support. Again, not many of you know about this stock. Relative value is above the value of 1. It is not a super safe stock, but right now, 3 and 8 are still positive. If I'm looking to get into this stock that I don't know about, let's let the stock get above this level of 58.71. All right, the stock stopped there. That's a good level of resistance. I do like that the 3 and 8 are solid on here. They are pulling back, but I'm going to use this as a level of resistance, and I'm going to give you a close level of support sitting at the value of about 56.98. All right, if it falls below that, pull that trade off the table. But I like that it's in an industry, a sector that's moving. It was moving up nicely, got to a level, a ceiling, and let's go see what happens. Here's a good level of support. If it falls through that level of support, I wouldn't take it, but I am watching it, and I would keep my eye on it. Isn't this listen, Joff, stop. I'm not doing politics in here. All right. Is it a good time to invest in Netflix or Roku? They're at all-time low. The good thing about what you're asking me, Abhishek, is that stocks right now have been beaten down. You need the time when it's the right time to get into it. I did a video, actually, I did a Trending Thursday or one of these. We did talk about both of those stocks recently in our YouTube channel on a live, on a live stream like this. So I have given my insights on both of those stocks, Abhishek. I hope I said that right. May want to show the stock analysis report on to see how the company compares to its sector. I could do this. Hold on a second. Before I do that, let me get to the rest of these stocks because I can show you that. Charter, in a sector that's moving, and it's starting to pull back a little bit too. RT just went below 1. So again, I'm showing you the stocks that are in the sector that are moving. It looked good. Right now it's leveling off, but I might have a little bit, I'm not going to call that a hammer. Usually at the end of or the bottom of a formation. Right now it's consolidating. I'm watching the 3 and the 8 on an end of day cross bearish on a down day. I probably wouldn't buy it today. Wow. Same thing with Comcast. So if I look at these, Liberty seem to be the only stock that I'd like in this space. Comcast is in this space, definitely moving lower. I'm bringing up some of the popular names in here. Now, this is another name that not everybody knows about, SALM Communication. I do like the move on it. RT is pulling back. Watch 2 down days. 3 and 8 are still solid. I've got a solid level of support sitting right here at about, Oh, I've got a solid level of support sitting at the range of about $3.55. I always like to bring some lower dollar stocks to the table as well. I am certain that this company that owns F1, okay? How the heck does Liberty Media's Formula One stock have to do with politics? Oh, I thought didn't you say this, the Lib Media? That's why I thought so. That's why I'm looking at that. Sigh. Pop-up is blocking the chart. Oh, my chat was. Oh, okay. Clear. Sorry about that. All right. So a hot sector, but it seems like Liberty is the only one that I like right now. The sector is hot. Time the stocks. Time the stocks. All right. Let's get into the next story. My next story, let's go here. My next story happens to deal with mining stocks. Now, the interesting thing is every time you mention mining stocks, most people automatically think about gold and silver. That's not all that's in the mining space. Now, VALE has been a stock that's been hot and heavy in the database for a minute. VALE disappointment keeps Rio Tinto as world's #1 iron producer. So it's not about gold, it's not about silver, it's not about aluminum, it's about iron. All right, so interesting, and iron ore production, VALE is caught up with Rio. So 2 big names in the iron ore, and we use iron ore for a lot of different things, right? We use iron ore for a lot of different things. So let's go and look at the stocks. Let's start off with VALE. How many stocks do I have in here? I've got VALE. I got Tinto Rio. Look at that, a little better by analysis. I've also got MP, which is MP Materials, and I've got one more, AMR, which is the top stock in the list. So this sector is up 24% over the last 2 weeks. Notice that being up a little bit more, the stocks rank more towards the top of the list of the 24 stocks. How many of you know about MP Materials? Let's analyze that real quick. The stock is overvalued, but look at the upside potential. MP Materials should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 42% over the next 1 to 3 years. How many of you have heard of MP? Type a 1 in the room. If you haven't, type a 2. If you've heard of MP, type a 1 in the room. If you've not, type a 2. Gerard says, I'd love to learn more about reversal patterns. So now we do have courses that talk about candlestick patterns, such as Trade Like a Pro. We've got an awesome we got a candlestick course. All right, we do have a candlestick course. Now notice, I will never try to sell you anything here on this channel. That's not my deal. My deal is to help to educate you. But VectorVest as a company has a lot of great opportunities for you to dive deeper into an individual subject here within the software. A lot more ones here, a lot more ones, a lot of 2s, but a lot more 1s. All right, Jim, Jim, he used to be in the Charlotte user group. I used to run the Charlotte user group when we had user groups. Hi, Jim. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Glad you're here. Iron Condor. So if you're going to do a Condor, that must mean it's sitting sideways. Did MP get its permits to mine lithium yet? Michael, I don't know yet. I don't know. My story wasn't on MP, and maybe if it's a good story, I may have to look into it. Where's my pin, Joey? If this is a story that I got to look into, let me know. Lithium? If I can do a story on this, I might have to peep that out, Michael. Thank you for that. Which course comes with the steak knives and fisherman? Which course would that be? The swing trading course? Yeah, Joey says it would be the swing trading course. All right, so here's my 4 stocks in the mining stocks. Let's take a look at them. Let's view the stock graph. This time, talking about MP. A lot more people knew about MP. Let's go put this on a 3-month scale. Look at that. So VALE, evidently, earnings must have come out. All right. Or did not. Why is that showing? I swear earnings must have didn't come out. 6 months. There's earnings. What was earnings here? 10/29, 11/12. 129, 2, 3, 429 should be. All right, nonetheless, I swear that there should be another earnings up in here. Not sure why it's not showing up. Nonetheless, the story says that VALE disappointed in regards to what was going on, but they're still pretty much hand in hand from an iron ore perspective with Rio Tinto. But I'm looking at the price going down today. Again, in a hot sector, but this stock doesn't look so good. Now, on the other hand, Rio Tinto, a lot less pullback, but it's pulling back. Notice the difference. Bigger candle to the downside on a $16 stock compared to a smaller pullback on a $26 stock. But both of the stocks are leveling off. I got a little bit of a shooting star pattern right here. So could that be, that's part of a reversal? Stocks prices going up, shooting star, follow through, and there you go. As for iron ore, look at Cleveland Cliffs, which not only mines iron ore in the U.S., but the #1 of flat rolled steel. Thank you for that, Bob. Cleveland Cliffs is a story that I've done recently as well. Cliff. All right. A lot of the stocks that you talk about, we do get into. If you look at a lot, hopefully. VALE earnings on the 27th. Thank you. All right. VALE earnings, Gajalar. Thank you for that. Thank you. Mark says, this stuff really works. It's been tough during the recent market volatility, but VectorVest 7, the Jockey Club, and these YouTube presentations have saved my bacon. Thank you so much for that, Mark. And that's why he gave us $25. All right. So I love that. You know, you can always hear me talk about the software, but when you get a VectorVest subscriber talk about the software, I think that rings truer. That does ring a lot truer than just me talking. Did Jay have to leave heading to swing trade culture? Have a good day, Jay. Have a good day. All right. So are you going to, Mark? Mark is going to the swing trade group. There you go. Thank you guys, both of you guys, for being here. IMPY is looking good again. I wonder why. Run on platinum. IMPY, I do like the stock. And that's not the only one I like in that space, but IMPY. And I like to normally say that people run to gold and silver and all that when the market's going down. That correlation died away after 2007, 2008. There are opportunities. Now, when I look at lithium and stuff like that, or I look at uranium, there's direct uses that are pushing those sectors higher, especially for uranium, because there's a lot of nuclear plants that are being built now or will be built in the future. So uranium is going to be a hot space. Lithium is part of EVs. So that's going to be a hot space. Both of those are hot spaces, but they get hot and they get cold. They get hot and they get cold. There's no real run up or real run down on them. So I like lithium. I like uranium both. All right. Have a good day, Ninja. All right. Let's go to the next stock in this list, MP. I did like the move on this. That's why a lot of people, said no, they don't know about the stock. I looked at the graph in a space that's up over 24%. I liked it. Today's move, a lot of stocks are pulling back today. Remember, about 80% of the stocks move with the stock market's direction, and I think that that's what's going on with a lot of these good stocks. I like that MP came from a level of support. The 3-8 cross went through 2 levels of resistance, pulling back now. That second level of resistance at 41.55 is now serving as a level of support. All right, now look at that AMR Alpha Metallurgy. Look at that graph, bottom left, top right. Love the volume. That's a beautiful looking stock. And on a down day, the stock is up. Now, it's got a big wick at the top. It's pulled back a little bit, but nice open candle. 3 and 8 looks solid. Relative value at 1.44. Relative safety. Man, this is a good looking stock in a space that's hot. In a space that's hot. Michael, gold is up today. We did see that in the Jockey Club, our live trading room this morning. Gold is up today. All right. So it is what it is. hold on a second. I'm going to show you something. Remember you were talking about being able to want to see where the stock sits with the other stocks in its industry. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to right click. Actually, I could double click on any one of these stocks here, right? I could double click. And now by VST, it's going to put all of the stocks in that. Look at that, 155 stocks. AMR, the number one stock in this space. So now I'm looking at all of the stocks in the space. You wanted to talk about IMPUI? It's number 2 in the space. Look at where Rio is. Look at where VALE is. So I try to bring to the forefront stocks that are leaders, not laggards in any one space. But you saw how quickly I was able to do that? Click on that one stock, double click, and it will bring up all of the stocks, all of its colleagues, so to speak, right there. Right there. So here they all are. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, many of you may not be subscribers to the VectorVest system. You want to be able to easily do that on any stock. 99 cents. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT for YouTube. 99 cents gives you access to what I'm showing you right here, right now. Can the video portion of the webinar be timed better to match the audio? Your mouth movements are behind the audio by a second or two. Herbert, you may need to reset. Hit the gear. Yes?
Oh, the refresh.
Hit the refresh. You should have a refresh, Herbert. You should have a refresh. All right. I like RS. Great, huh?
It's on here, isn't it?
Where? Where are you looking? What are you showing me? I don't know what you're showing me.
You said it's on.
Oh no. All right. And listen, I just wanted to know what to tell him. He should be good?
It looks like
Okay. She looks like you should be good. VectorVest is the only way to go, and I am a longtime client. I have been trading ETFs and now into stocks. Take the course is very important. There you go. Again, thank you so much for the VectorVest subscribers that are talking about the software. Give them a hit of your pipe. You want to hit my pipe? Pitch it, yo.
He said give it to Herbert. That'll line him up.
Yeah, there you go. Love you, Governor. Ooh, save the Queen. God save the Queen. That's all right. No, that's Australian. Sorry, no, that's a knife. That's Australian. All right, let's get into my next story. Tell you, we're going to have fun. We always have fun. Let's get into the next story. Yeah. Next story. Where am I at? Right here. My next story is talking about auto and truck, EVs. We're getting back into EVs. All right. Herbert said that worked. Excellent. Hit the gear and do the quality. Glenn, are you concerned when a stock's RT is over, let's say 1.6, is a stock's too extended? No. I have seen in good markets, good uptrending markets, a stock get to an RT close to 2 and stay there. Nope, the stock is doing exactly what you want it to do. I do not use RT to show me overextended. That RT tells me if the stock is going up. The market will determine whether or not if the market is overextended. Does that make sense, Jack? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for the market to get overextended before I look at a stock being overextended. RT is doing the job and telling you that this stock is rocking and rolling in a big place. CHPT, did I do that in my first story that I just did in the YouTube story? Was CHPT in there? No. In the video we just put out. If you haven't already looked at, I did a video on EV charging, all right? And I think it's gonna be huge. Go check it out if you haven't. Part 2 comes out tomorrow. How many of you saw the EV charging stations video on our YouTube that I did? Type a 1 if you didn't type a 2. How many of you saw that video? It did really well, but part 2 comes out tomorrow. And if ChargePoint wasn't on the first one, it's going to be on the second one. I'm bringing to the forefront 8 charging stocks for you to keep your eyes on. 8 of them. I gave you 4 on Tuesday. I'm giving you 4 more in tomorrow's video that's coming out about 6 p.m. All right, make sure you watch it. CHPT. Was that on the first one? All right, CHPT was on the first one. I talked about it already. So I talked about it. We looked at the graph, the whole 9 yards. Again, we do so much more than just Trending Thursday or Midday Market. We put out videos between Patrick and myself. We put out videos all week, folks. So go help us out. hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Once you hit that bell icon, when all of these videos come out about these different topics, you will be alerted. That's why you got to hit the bell icon. And so far, if you like what you see here, folks, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I love putting this out here for you every week. I love this stuff, and I hope that I make it worth your time to be here. I hope that I'm able to make it worth your time because we appreciate, this speaker? All right, so I try to make sure that we put on the good stuff for you. All right, so how many of you have heard of this stock? Shift, type of 1 in the room. If you heard of this stock, type of 2. This week was a good week for me to find some stocks that you may not have known about. All right, this is if you've heard of Shift, type of 1. If you have not, type of 2. This week, I tried to go above and beyond to bring stocks to the table that you may not have heard about. All right, I tried very hard to do that. What is the time period of your graphs? 3 months, Les. 3 months. I like looking at a 3-month graph, whether I'm swing trading or short-term trading. I like a 3-month. Why? What happens every 3 months? Earnings. I want to make sure earnings is part of the picture of the graph that I'm looking at. A lot of people haven't heard about this. Excellent. So now, excuse me, Shift to start building electric delivery van by mid-2023. We keep hearing about cars. We keep hearing about the big trucks. Tesla's going to put out a big truck, and Shift, this is now going out to the fleet people. Delivery vans. Somebody else was trying to put out a delivery van as well, but Shift is new to this to the picture because not a lot of people know about it. And this is a specialty vehicle manufacturer. Tuesday expects to begin building a medium-duty electric delivery van at a plant where in southeastern United States. Ooh, where could that be? Maybe it could be in North Carolina, baby. Woo-wee. The company based outside of Detroit will begin delivering the custom-built electric vans in the second half of this year. All right, for testing. So it's going to take a while before it actually gets out there. Details of the plant are still being finalized, but will have an initial annual capacity of 2,500 vans, which is on a small level, but that's a start. They will have a driving range of 150 to 175 miles. That's not a lot on a delivery vehicle. Oh, so what are they going to need? Charging stations. Oh my! Notice how that works hand in hand. 150 to 175 is not a lot, but if along the way, if you can drop off a van to get it charged and then go pick up another van, that may not be a bad idea. I'm just talking outside of the box. I am just talking outside of the box. So it's in that space of electric vehicles, and a lot of twos popped up, and I like that. A lot of twos popped up. Is there still room to buy a put on a stock which already dropped more than 20%? Ooh, normally if a stock dropped that much, unless the market is really going to fall off the face of the earth, it's probably going to have a little bit of a rebound. All right, it's probably having a little bit of a rebound. That's my opinion. Anytime a stock drops off that much, and it's a good stock, good stocks don't tend, if it's a good stock, a 20% move in the stock affords a buying opportunity to many people. So I'd be careful buying the put there, and unless, again, the market's really going to fall off the face of the earth, and that's a whole different story. All right? But good stocks, but good stocks, after they fall 20%, a lot of people look at that as a buying opportunity. You need a spoon? Okay. A lot of people look at that as a buying opportunity and will push the stock's price higher. All right. Charging station video was great. Looking forward to part 2. Thank you for that. Every 3 months, a change in seasons. That's true. Every season, change. And for the change. All right. Anyway, let's go look at these stocks. The big boy in the space is what? Tesla. All right, so this is EV space. Let's go look at SHYF. All right, SHYF, which is, look at that. Look at where it sits. Is a company that a lot of you didn't know about. Look at where it sits in my list. All right, TWI. Ooh, that's not a name that everybody knows about, is it? Titan. I guess you do know about that. Oh, 2 more that I really like. Rivian and Lucid. Rivian picked up more money from Amazon. Amazon backed them a little bit more. They had a riff with Ford, Rivian did, and They got a love-hate relationship. But Amazon, which came out pretty much as an Amazon-backed company, Amazon put more money behind Rivian. Rivian is going to have to show that it can sell some cars. Lucid was a SPAC. Lord's Motors came out, blah, 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 blah. Once they started selling cars, people love them. I still like Lucid. And I think that right now, Lucid is the main company that can give Tesla a run for the money. They've got a car, their basic car, it ain't cheap, but their basic car runs about 500 miles on a single charge. All right. And then I just did a story, or I found a story on somebody has got a 620. I tweeted it. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, I tweet a lot of stuff. If you ever want to follow me on Twitter, look for @Glenn Tompkins Jr. All right. You can always follow me on Twitter, but I tweeted about a car that had a $620 range. Amazon purchased 100,000 electric vehicles from Rivian. There you go. Thank you, Bob. How do you select multiple companies with a single click? You hold down the control key. You hold down the control key and click on the stocks that you want. All right. Hog is developing electric bike too. That's a story that I did way back. I did a story on who are they? Who's Hog? Thank you. Harley, Harley Davidson. Huh? Hog. Oh, did you undo my thing? Oh, that's over here. I can unplug it. All right. So there we go. I think, if the electric car has got a lot of appeal, you would think electric bikes would have a lot of appeal too. F-150 can do 735 on one tank. Wait a minute. That don't make sense. It's got to be a charge. 735, you talk about gas? You talk about your 2021 735 on gas, K Montecore, and I'm wondering if that's diesel. I wonder if that's diesel, do 735 miles. You listen, I can't. You says electric? That's no joke. That's a lot. All right, let's go take a look at these companies, put them on the graph. Where's my Facebook people? FCX EV play and a mining stock. FCX is not a copper. Copper, I'm not going to call it part of the EV spot. I'm going to look at more lithium as an EV play more so than copper. Can copper be used? I'm sure, but lithium is more the play to look at from an EV play. All right, let's put this on 3-month graph. There's Tesla. Tesla's the big boy. Tesla, I got a story. I got another story. Hold on. There's one more story in here. There's one more story in here. And it's about Tesla. Where is it? There it is. Tesla. This is a big story. Tesla's China plan, impressive wholesale figures in January 22, starts off the year with 59,000 vehicles. So Tesla's already moving. This was a couple of days ago. Tesla's already moving. So I look at the graph. Let's go back. I look at the graph. And as I look at the graph, those are big numbers for delivery already or building for Tesla. I take that with a grain of salt. Right now, it's sitting in a little bit of a channel, a down day to day. RT is below 1, but I still like Tesla. Tesla's delivering, and everybody's running after Tesla. Tesla's still the big boy. It was moving down. It settled down in a little bit of a channel. You want to talk about an iron condor, Jim? This is where you go buy iron condor. All right, I like this channel. What is this? Iron Condor sitting between 949, so 945-ish. That's big, huh? Oh, that's a big channel. I wouldn't. That's too much of a spread. I could find a good. I'm sitting there. 945 would be a good number at the top half of it. I'd find a better bottom number, Mr. Hamby. That. I like that as a. I like that as a. Iron Condor. Puts on Tesla, ooh, I got a level of support sitting right here at 851. As long as you ain't going, as long as, I'd be careful buying puts on here. Somebody had a battery not requiring lithium and also less likely to explode. Do you know what that is? I do not. Not heard of it. I seen a headline that Ford got a high exec from Tesla today. Really? I haven't seen that. All right, let's go from Tesla. Here's that company, Shift Group. Look at that move. Beautiful bounce off support in an industry that's up over 22% over the last 10 days. I like this. This is a little bit of a lower dollar stock, because anything low is lower dollar compared to Tesla. But in this space, not a lot of people know about it. Here's a 6-month graph. Here's a 1-year graph. I like the bounce. And I look at the last time when the industry was rocking and rolling, had a lot of potential. Could it be setting up again? Possibly. I could possibly. Keep your eyes on this. Relative value is at 1.6. The stock's got great upside potential in a space that's hot. So I like this company, and hopefully if it's a new company that you've never heard of, now you learned a little bit more about it. All right, let's go to TWI. I like this. Down day today, down day in the market. A down day in the market, down day in the stock. I like this bottom left, top right. A little bit of volatility in here, but it's got a good upside potential. Relative value 1.45 should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 45% over the next 1 to 3 years. So it's got great upside in a space that's rocking. Now, Rivian is just, it's like the little engine that could. And I wish it could. It's got to sell some cars. It's good. This is what makes this Rivian think it could move that rubber tree plant. It's because it's got high hopes. It's got high hopes. It's got hot apple pie in the sky. That's what this sounds like. Yes, I'll play the crickets. And for all of you out there that did like it, I'm going to play the cheer. All right, so I really am waiting for Rivian to take off. Sitting in a tight channel right now, really is. All right, I know energy. Ford on Tuesday announced it had hired Doug Field, a longtime executive at Apple and Tesla, as its new chief advanced technology. And so there you go. All right, Ford is trying to do it. The tech giant wants to start production on a self-driving Apple-branded EV by 2024. Thank you, Joff. I appreciate that. Wow, Spotify. What is that? I just got news. Spotify lured Joe Rogan with a $200 million deal. Wow! It made the company a podcasting giant, but controversy followed. And that just broke on the Times. Spotify lured Joe Rogan with a $200 million deal. Ooh, shy. All right. I always keep my phone on my desk. You never know what's going to come. I keep my news on my phone because you never know what you're going to get. And just like that, the news stopped. All right. Lucid was in the last session of Goliath. Okay. Charge point with Binder RN. And Drew just says, wow. All right. What's the matter? Was that not good? Was my Forrest Gump not good? That was good Forrest Gump. It was the $200 million on Rogan. Analysts think that Rivian will get to $137 in 12 months if they sell cars. And there you go, Jack. That's the key thing. If they sell cars. They got a lot of money behind them. Amazon is trying to help. They got to sell cars besides just Amazon. They got a good. I like that, Jack. They got to sell cars. All right. We out the course. All right. What else? And Lucid. I like Lucid. Lucid's more of the speculative play, folks. All right, Rivian is the more solid play from a fundamental standpoint. Lucid is more of the speculative play. RV and RS both below the value of 1. I think that with a car that's got 500 miles to a charge, that it's got a good possibility to go after. But that's just me. That's just me talking. That's just my own personal opinion. There's nothing else beside. They're selling cars. All right, that's just my opinion. All right. Let's get to my next news story, which is aerospace and defense stocks. Woo. How many times your buddy Glenn been telling you about aerospace and defense? Why? What's going on in China? Well, actually, that's going on around the world. We're still trying to bolster up our military. And in doing so, aerospace and defense are getting bigger and bigger contracts. Now, interesting on Boeing. Boeing regulators won't let Boeing certify the new 787 jets for flight. You know what? The Dreamliner's been under some stuff because it crashed a couple times, and they did everything that they were supposed to do, in my opinion, I think, based on the news, to fix the plane. All right, but they wanted to self-certify the plane, and the FAA says, no. You can't self-certify. You can't self-certify. They've got orders out there with Allegiant. They're picking up, working back with China again. There's a lot of stories that I've done over the past few weeks, whether it's between Midday Market and Trending Thursday, Boeing to keep your eyes on. But they're gonna turn around and go, yeah, you can't do that on your own, buddy. All right, another stock. Air Industries in the space. How many of you have heard of Air Industries? Type a 1. If you haven't, type a 2. Now, this came out a while ago, though. But there's a reason why I wanted this story. How many of you have heard of Air Industries in the space for aerospace and defense? Type a 1 in the room. If you've not heard, type a 2. All right. Again, this week was a week that I tried to bring new stocks to the forefront, stocks that you guys haven't heard of. And it looks like I did a good job. Lucid cars are going to be ready for delivery this fall. Saucy, I think Lucid is a great play. I think Lucid's a great play, but it is more of a speculative play if I look at the other companies in the space. Look at this. Another stock. You guys, man, look at that. Another stock I bring to the high five, Joey. Another stock I bring to the table that you guys didn't know about. That's awesome. Now, a $12.4 million order from the U.S. Navy. Well, remember, in the aerospace and defense space, this is what makes these companies viable, is the government feeding them the deals or feeding them the orders. All right, so let's go take a look at these stocks, see where they're sitting. Our aerospace and defense stocks are up over 11% in the last 2 weeks. Where are my stocks? Boeing. Where does Boeing sit? Ooh, look at that. In my list of 24 is towards the bottom. But what else is in here? Northrop Grumman is in here, a good stock. Lockheed Martin is in here, another good stock. And AIR, where's that? There it is. So there's my 4 stocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. AIRI, look at that. Look at that. It's, how about I brought something not only that you didn't know about, but it is a sub-dollar stock. It's a penny stock. I don't do that often, but there's a lot of people in here that would like to see some stocks that are in the sub $5 range. Well, I'm bringing one to the table. Upside potential is there. All right, with the relative value above 1. But it's a lower dollar, more volatile stock, so the relative safety is not there. It's not in an uptrend right now, but I do like something else. On a 92-cent stock, it makes 7 cents of earnings, and they're growing their earnings at a clip of 18%. So all I've done in this case is just bring a lower dollar stock. Boeing also had problems with the 737 MAX rollout, and also should have been easy KC-46 US. The Air Force is angry. We're going to see what's going to go on. I still think that Boeing is a stock to keep your eyes on. And Lou says the volume is low. Well, let's go take a look at the stock. All right, remember, it is this, in this case, not only is it a stock that you didn't know, it is more of a penny stock. Here's Boeing. I like the move right here. Here's a reversal. Here's another reversal pattern. This is a hammer. Look at that run up. Couple that with the 3 and the 8, couple that more with the stock breaking through resistance. I've got another level of resistance sitting at the value of 219.07 that it has not been able to break through 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I like that level as a good buy point to get 12 cents higher than that as a buy point right there. Look at retracing from that level of resistance. Down day, the 3 and 8 are still solid though. RT is above 1 just slightly. Volume is pretty okay. So even with the news of trying to self-certify, it ain't happening. Next one, here's Northrop Grumman. I like that stock. I cannot lie. I like that stock, and I cannot lie. Everybody wants my apple pie. I got apple pie. I do. I'm eating this apple pie. Joey didn't want it, so I am eating this apple pie. I don't know how I got that to go into the song, but I'm eating apple pie. I love that apple pie. My rocket scientist friend says that Lockheed Martin is the best to grow. I like Lockheed. I like Northrop, true. Look at Northrop from the bottom left to the top right. A little bit of a pullback, found a level of support. Miss McClintock. I always like calling you Miss McClintock. I don't know why, but I just do. And The stock's price 388, like the crossover, bigger open candle than the wick. I got a little bit of selling pressure, but bigger open body on good volume. Question is, can you explain why you use the 388s? Danny, the honest answer is because it works. In our jockey club where we do a lot of day trading, it works. So I use it whether it's from a day trade or a swing trade. And you know, I've got a graph specifically for swing trading. Where is it at? Where I use a 20-day exponential. And I do like that as well. And then this one, I've got earnings as a little different graph setup. I can go either way. Even from the 20-day exponential moving average, I do like the move up. I like the rising earnings on the stock. So it all depends on what I'm looking for, Danny. And notice that on my swing trade one, I'm looking at more consistent earnings and above a slower moving average to give more consistency. And on a trade perspective, I'm looking at 388 with a RT and volume. So it all depends on what I'm looking for. Does that make sense, Danny? All right, does that make sense? And that is just how I am setting up. Joff says, I'm going to tell Lisa you're eating half an apple pie. Suicidal, you better not. Don't let me come. I'm going to come get you. Roger says, I quit Northrop years ago because of their incompetence. All right? And you know, maybe over the years, Roger, have they grown from that? Maybe, Roger, let's go look at that. Let's go look at a one-year graph. Have they grown from that? Let's go put this on a 5-year graph. The stock is still higher than it was 5 years ago. So I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just asking, have they grown from that, Roger? And I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. But it's still a viable company in the aerospace and defense area. There's Lockheed. Man, those two stocks, Lockheed and Northrop, look awesome. I like the bounce on a down day. Got an open candle. 3-day look about they're ready to cross again. Relative value. Look at that. Right at one. Right at one. So it's not overly going to outperform the market. But all of these companies are picking up contracts. All of these companies are picking up contract. I think they have. The merger with Grumman was a good move. See, there you go, Roger. All right, sometimes what's in the past stays in the past. Let's go look at what we can make money now. Does that make sense? Let's go see what we can do now. All right, and the last stock in here, here's that AIRI, lower dollar, more volatile stock in a hot space. All right, so I wanted to bring one of those to the table today, and I did, but you're going to see a lot more volatility. If volatility is not your thing, you don't want this stock, all right? Volatility is not your thing. You don't want this stock. But we all want the opportunity to ride a stock from 92 cents to $92. Am I going to tell you that that's what's going to go on here? No. But I am telling you, with a relative value above 1 and positive earnings growth rate, I like the stock. I like the stock from that perspective. All right, but it's going to be more volatile. All right, it is lower. It's going to be more volatile. As long as you understand that, we're all good to go. All right, last thing I want to bring to the forefront today is my stocks of interest. Bloom Energy, bullish on earnings 2022. We have this in our Jockey Club portfolio. Visa. Is Visa a great hedge against inflation? Now, I read this story. However, my bullish view on Visa is this payments company actually does hold some inflation-resistant properties. Given the fact that Visa's revenues are directly tied to both transaction volumes and transaction size, rising costs could be a broadly bullish factor for this company, top and bottom line growth. That was the biggest statement that I saw in there to answer the question, is Visa a great hedge against inflation? Is Visa, though, the only company that does this? What about MasterCard? What about American Express? Do they not have the wherewithal to fight against inflation with some of their other investments? So I wanted to look at the stock nonetheless, all right? I wanted to make a look at the stocks nonetheless. Now, this is a stock that I've liked. Affirm, CEO guidance following Q2 earnings. Now, where's the story here? What happened shortly after an accident? No. Why it matters? Over the time, dang it. Anyway, the story was that they offered 2 different products to their companies. From the company reported, also from Laura Verner that seemed to add few. It's somewhere. Where is it? Shortly. Dang it, I wish I could highlight in here. But a firm said quarterly revenue increased 77% year over year to $361 million, which beat the estimate. The company reported quarterly earnings, though, loss for of 57 cents as opposed to 37 cents. Here it is. All right. Different products that we sell to merchants have different profitability profiles and different recognition of revenue. A firm derives revenue from some of its transactions on the spot. So they make money when they, from as they finance on the spot. Boom. While others accrue slowly based on interest. Now, think about that. If interest rates are going to go up, the company is becoming increasingly more focused on the latter. And if inflation is going to interest rates are going to go up, when people pay back their money to a firm, that should help a firm's bottom line. So I like it from that perspective, but I like knowing that they do have different products. I thought that they were all about buy now, pay later. But they can make money on the spot with, boom, you bought it, bang, bang, boom. Possibility, that's Kevin Hart. And you got the bing, bang, boom, and they make money on the spot. And then other times, you get it over the inflation, you get it over the interest rates. Boom, bang, boom, pop, 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 pop. Yeah, that was my Kevin Hart impersonation. That was awesome. That was awesome, whether y'all like it or not. Right, Joey? That was awesome. Wasn't it? Didn't you think that was Kevin Hart right there?
At the beginning a little bit.
At the beginning a little bit. All right. So I think that because the buy now, pay later type of stuff with rising interest rates, this may help them. If you're interested in credit card world, try GPN. Global payments focus on smaller merchants. Price is right and growth is strong. I'm going to have to look that out. GPN. All right. GPN. I love the ideas you guys give me. How does the VectorVest Jockey Club work? It's a live trading room, Lyndon. You have to be a member of the VectorVest software, number one, and you have to buy an add-on module called the Derby. And it's part of that subscription that every day between 9 and 10:30 that we do a live trading room. I know a firm is down 12% now. I totally understand. But when you look and read what's going on and how they make their money, I think that long term that this company is going to be okay. Does that make sense, Steve? All right. Now, I always tell you that just because I show these stocks, they don't always mean I'm going to buy them right now. That's why we look at the graphs. Here's another company that I like. Palantir margins to take a hit from higher spending and commercial push. So what does that mean? I like Palantir because they're about the only company out there in that space that takes all the data that you may use and puts it into usable information. 3 platforms, depending on what you're looking for, to give you that data, to give you that information, that usable information. So no matter what industry you're in, they can compress a lot of data and present you with the information that you need. They're getting the contracts. But higher spending and commercial push. They're putting the money back into the company, which is affecting the bottom line. So they're spending money to make money, but what the company does is still an amazing thing. Shares of the Denver company down 12%, most traded across the year after the company said it expects an adjusted operating margin of 27%. Lower than the 31%. However, it forecasts current quarter sales above estimates after a steady flow of government contracts. That has always been the biggest thing that I've talked about with Palantir in every video I've done. They are getting the government contracts. They're not only getting government contracts, they're getting contracts from all over the world. And I keep saying to myself that they're going to come into their own. People are going to see what they do, and I think that it's huge. I think that no matter where or what industry you're in, they can comprise data and make it into usable information germane to what you need to grow your business. So I'm not surprised to see margins coming down. It feels like they're over-earned and now are going to invest more aggressively. So they're putting money back in themselves. All right, so Palantir is one of my stocks on the list. Walmart tops estimate Q4 and raises dividend. Any company that raises a dividend is a company I like. All right, we're going to look at dividend safety on that. DoorDash jumped 17% after earnings show food orders soaring to records and reveal strong guidance for 2022. Do you ever use DoorDash? My son uses DoorDash. He lives at home with us for the time being. He DoorDashes all the time. My wife and I would rather go out and see people, but he likes to. It's expensive what? DoorDash is expensive. Listen, I'd rather go talk to somebody. But, man, people, DoorDash and all of this was rocking and rolling during COVID because people couldn't go out. People could still go out. And, for the lack of a better word, it's the lazy way to eat. I just called you lazy. So, but it is. There's no getting around it. It's a lazy way to eat. You don't have to go warm up the car and get dressed and go stand if there's a wait. You don't have to do any of that.
Sometimes I got work to do. And, can't go out.
And Joey thinks he has work to do because when I talk to him, he's playing Call of Duty. No, that's me. I'm playing Call of Duty. All right. So interesting in DoorDash rocking and rolling. I think we're getting into a world of more people ordering food out. I don't need that. And what's this? I don't need that. And what's this? I don't need that. I think that was it. All right. So go look at my stocks of interest. Where's it? Bloom? Where's Bloom? There's Bloom Energy. Visa. Where's Visa? There's Visa. Let's go look at a firm. Where's a firm? Ooh, firms toward the bottom of my list. How come every time Glenn shows his stocks of interest, they're always at the bottom of the list? Well, I don't have an answer for that. WMT and Dash. Where's DoorDash? Did I not put it in here? I don't think I put it in here. I'll go look at it individually. That was a last-minute story. DoorDash was a last-minute story. Let's go look at Bloom Energy. In a hot space, energy is still moving. I like to bounce off the level of support. 3.8 cross down day to day, but 3.8 looks solid. Ooh, what I don't like is the price is going up when volume's going down. All right. There you go. Les says, great show. Glenn covered a lot of areas in the market. There you go. I'm glad. Grubhub is the worst is energy. So I don't want to give them bad press. And Palantir missed earnings. I just explained that, but they beat revenues, Maria. But they beat revenues. And I'm telling you that, in that story that I did on the Palantir story, they're reinvesting. They're taking the money and investing in themselves. All right. I like the space. I don't like that the stock is going down today. If I'm thinking about getting in, I'd go a little higher than this. I actually want to go higher than that swing high. All right. Which is sitting at 22.90. All right. Or I can get in here at the value of about $20. All right. 12 cents higher than that. All right. Visa. For a company that's been around a while, it's got a lot of volatility in it. That's interesting. I didn't realize that until I was putting this all together, that it's got a lot of volatility for a solid company. It does. So this story is about them being able to be somewhat protected against inflation. We'll see. All right. Wow. A firm is just tough. Why is it a stock of interest? Because I know the buy now, pay later is appealing to a lot of people. And I think that you won't pick up that pay later stuff until they hit the bottom line until later because they're paying later. We'll see. I still think you keep your eyes on it. Would I buy it now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is a 3-month graph. Top left, bottom right is definitely a downtrend. I still say keep your eyes on it, though. All right, keep your eyes on it. Palantir, I like this stock. I cannot lie. They missed earnings. They beat revs. And I think that, where's their earnings? Look at that, 19 cents, growing at a rate of 35%. Relative value, relative safety, both below 1. So it's still a speculative play. But I still like the core of what the company does. And maybe it just needs to catch up with that. Maybe the world needs to catch up with that. But they are getting the contracts around the globe for their product. And the last stock is Walmart, the biggest brick and mortar. A lot of bouncing all over the place on it as well. There's the earnings. Looks like they beat 3 and 8. I'd like for the 3-8 to cross. Big open candle day on big volume. People feel good about it. All right, I'm done. That's a lot. Yo, we went through a lot of stuff today.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Where's the one that I want, man? Is it this one? There it is. Man, how many of you hit the like button? I got 100 likes today. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. Can you dig it? Quick scalp put on Amazon. Do you agree? Let me go look at it real quick. And Amazon, let's go to viewer, stock viewer. I know. Let's go look at Amazon real quick. I know I got to come back. AMZN. Let's go look at this real quick. Where am I at? The VectorVest program. Would I buy a put on Amazon? 3-month graph. If it closed below this level of support, I like that. I need a couple of things to happen. It looks like it's going to close below this level of support. I need the 3-8 to cross down below as well. I need, from a technical standpoint, I need some confirmation of the pullback. Other than that, not yet. Let the stock come to you. Let the stock come to you. Still sitting a little bit in this channel. It is going to close. Looks like it's going to close today. We got about 45 minutes before the market closes. Looks like it's going to close. I'd like on an end-of-day basis to watch the 3 and the 8. Yes, I am doing the Jockey Club tomorrow. I'm doing the Jockey Club tomorrow. Quick scalp put on. When you say scalp put, that means you're going to get in and get out today. Let's go look at it. Intraday, 5-minute bars, quick scalp put today. Maybe. This is on 5-minute bars. And it's been going down. As long as you close it before. I like that this is getting wider and wider. But then in order to get me out of it, I'd really need to see on 5-minute bars. If the price closes above the 3, I'd pull. That's where I get out of it. That's where I'd get out of it. If price closes above the 3, that's when I would get out of it. All right. DoorDash, what's DOOR? What's DOOR? What is that? I don't know what that is. What do you want me to do with it? I'm just looking at it. Intraday, that's what it looks like. 3 months. It's in a channel. It's just sitting in the channel. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm not owning it right now. If I'm looking to buy it, I'd look for it to go above that level of resistance. All right. If I own it, leave it alone. I got a level of support. All right. We already just looked at Dash. We looked at Dash. Oh, we did not. I told you that was the last. Oh, we did not look at it. All right. Let's go look at DoorDash. Ooh, a lot of give back. They beat earnings. That was great. But a lot of people took that money right back off the table, closed that graph, closed that bar. That's not a good bar. That's not even a Mr. Good bar. That's not a good bar. That's not a good bar. I wouldn't buy it. That means the price fell lower than the open. And the last stock I'm going to look at is OXLC. That's the last one. All right. So there's the door. We looked at Dash. We looked at door. We looked at Dash. Now, OXLC is moving down and has been since the 3-8 cross back here. Since the 3-8 cross back here, I'm not thinking about buying this. I do have a level of support. Yeah, I'm going to use this as the low. That's my level. The stock's got more downside. RT went and fell below. I'm not thinking about buying it. I got another level of support intraday right there. All right, that's all I got. All right, I gotta go. I do have to go. I covered a lot of stuff today. If you haven't hit the like button already, do so. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, folks, I implore you, folks, I try very hard to provide this kind of content every week. Why bank stocks are going down, I don't know. And I would think that with interest rates rising, I've been a big proponent that bank stocks are going to be the beneficiary of it. I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer, Ben, in why bank stocks are going down right now. I'd have to do a little bit of research to try to find out. But again, coming in March, I can't say that yet. I can't tell them about that yet, can I? 'Cause we haven't talked about it yet. Yeah. I might have a surprise for y'all next week. So we'll find out. We'll find out and I'll talk about it. Gotta wait till March. Right, Energy, absolutely. We do have to wait until March to see how that all works out. I still think that the banks are going to be the beneficiaries, though. All right. You guys are falling off. I'm looking at how many people are still here. You guys are getting tired of hearing me talk. I could talk a lot. Right, Joey?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, J-Rod. Great content today. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here and supporting the channel, man. Joey does a lot in the background. Joey does a lot in the background to keep me afloat. Beforehand, afterhand, and during time. So I always take my hat off to him. And you know, before we sign off, Joey.
No, hey, cheerio.
Cheerio. We will have some tea and crumpets after we leave here. Chip, chip. All right, y'all. Gonna sign off. Adios. Arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till next time, folks. See ya.